Well, IRL Diddy Kong goes completely fucking crazy, everybody. But where else would you see that besides the movie Primate? And if you want to talk about it, sit down, let's have a drink. Alright, let me start off by saying that the concept for this movie already reeled me in. I mean, who doesn't love monkeys going, well, full on ape shit? I mean, King Kong, Planet of the Apes, Ape Escape 2. I mean, it's all top tier material. So when I heard about a movie that involves a crazy ape that's also a horror movie, well, I bought my ticket before the first trailer. But, of course, I've got pros and I've got cons. Let's start off with the pros, shall we? Alright, please be warned that there will be a multitude of ape puns given the nature of this movie. But despite that, these are my honest opinions of the movie. No monkey business. Okay, I promise that was the last one. No, it wasn't. Not to keep harping on it, but I really gotta start off with just the concept of this movie itself. A horror movie where a pet ape goes completely crazy and starts knocking down bodies is something the world didn't know it needed. My biggest fear coming into this movie was that it was going to be cheesy, and a lot of the classic horror elements weren't going to hit. But nope, every time our crazed ape, whose name is Ben, shows up on screen, well, my horns shrivel up. For those of you who are wondering what having a pet ape would be like, well, keep wondering, because YouTube would not let me show any of the graphic images here. But I promise you it's not a good idea. This movie had absolutely stellar pop-up scenes, great chase scenes, dramatic, tense, creepy build-up. I mean, our ape Ben helps hit almost every single mark of the what makes a horror movie good checklist. And not to mention that if you're a gore fan, well, you'll get a lot of that as well. The movie opens up showing you exactly what a chimpanzee is capable of. Ripping your fucking face off. Now, it wasn't the scariest movie I've seen, not even recently, but it did its job well enough for me to be uncomfortable in a dark theater. So, kudos. And it didn't take long for the movie to get me there either with its quick introduction. The very first scene of this movie opens us up with absolute brutality. After that is about 15 minutes of presentations for characters and environments and situationships, but it's not long until we get straight into the guerrilla warfare. All pun intended. You really appreciate a quick synopsis more when the rest of the movie is non-stop chaos. Watching a lot of horror movies, you usually leave with the villain in your mind. Nobody really goes home with the victim characters in mind. I mean, if you watch a Jason movie, afterwards you and your friends are talking about Jason. Nobody's talking about the dumb jock boyfriend Justin who died in the hot tub. I wasn't here for that. I was here for Ben. And I very much think that director Jones Roberts understood that. And I appreciate you, Jones. And trust me, that time was needed when you realized that Ben goes through fucking bodies. Honestly, it was like watching a bunch of novices get slaughtered by Smash Bros.' #1 ranked Donkey Kong player. Our terrifying chimpanzee Ben was running around hitting the King Kong finisher on anybody who opened their mouth. You remember King Kong? When he held the dinosaur down and ripped its jaws open. Honestly, I thought that move was forbidden. Obviously, Ben learned from the best. Now, this easily could have been one of those horror movies with a bunch of tease kills, where only 1 or 2 people die after an hour and a half. And of course, you never really care about those people either. Nope, not here. Anybody who finds their way in Ben's path is gonna get their face blown off by Ben's neutral being. Honestly, I really did like this movie, but I liked it about as much as I thought I would. Good, but not great, and here are some of the reasons. Let's get on to the cons. Alright, this movie had a pacing issue. As I said earlier, the movie was non-stop, gory, brutal chaos, and filled with a bunch of jump scares, which was totally fine. My issue was with the order of the scenes. I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm trying to keep my words limited. But there are a good amount of deaths in this movie, and it feels like all of the important deaths were kind of brought on in the beginning. I felt like if we actually built up towards the death of some of the important characters, well, I maybe would have left the theater feeling a little more impacted. Especially when it's characters we took about 15 to 20 minutes getting introduced to. At least tease me about their survival. For a good chunk of the movie, our characters are trapped in a pool with our horrific chimpanzee waiting just outside the pool for anyone who dares to get out. Now, the movie flips back between 2 environments, here at the indoor pool and upstairs in the rest of the house. If they spent half the time surviving Ben in the pool and the other half of the time surviving Ben in the house, I think that would have been nice and I would have appreciated that straightforward transition. Once they came back to the pool, that environment really turned stale, and I really just wanted to see them out of it. This last con is a bit of a spoiler, but it does kick off the entire movie, so not really. If it was significant, I wouldn't share. Not long into the movie, we find out that the reason Ben is fatality addicted is because he has rabies. fuck you. That is some lazy writing if I've ever seen it. Immediately lost a point or two for me right there. It just felt like such a knockoff reason for an animal to go crazy. I mean, not even a rare case of rabies, maybe? Nope. Just plain old back at the smokehouse barbecue rabies. Which really doesn't make sense when you see that Ben is not just only crazy, but he's running around like fucking Mojo Jojo. I mean, using gadgets, pulling out jujitsu moves, outsmarting the humans. I mean, what type of fucking rabies are we dealing with exactly? Ben catches rabies. Cool. Maybe one day they'll give us the prequel where he also takes the fucking limitless pill. Alright, overall, it was a short, sweet movie that got its job done. Nothing to rave home about, a few monkey see, monkey do horror tropes, but overall, it was pretty bananas. Okay, there's only a few select movies in the killer animal realm, but if you want to see another movie where an animal goes crazy and starts killing everybody around them, well, I'd recommend the movie Cujo. But I want to know what you think about Primate. Talk to me in the comments.